So this week I'm on a beautiful polished wall. This is what it looks like. Let's get into it. First off for this one, this is the most like bespoke design that we do. This is the most technical one that we do. So it's quite a long video with a lot of layers. But we're going to start right from the start, which of course is sanding. Preparation is always key with these walls. So I'm using a Mercer there with a 120 grit pad on it, just to give the wall a quick sand down. Even though this was a pre-painted wall and it was quite flat, it still always needs a little bit of sanding and a little bit of filling out. This is the quartz primer going on now. This is what we use to separate the paint from the Venetian plaster. This is the only stuff that we can use for Venetian plaster. You can't use any of the normal plastering background substrates to go onto, such as PVA or SBR, because they just don't work with our plasters. Once this is on, I use the little floor fan just to get a bit of air for circulation and let it dry, and then we go on with the base coat. The base coat doesn't need to be too flat because it's getting sanded back anyway, and this is just so we've got a little bit of background suction for the next coat going on to make sure that that's flat. So there's no point in fighting with this first coat, it's just a case of getting it on at a fair thickness and leaving it to dry. Now Venetian plaster is a little bit different compared to normal plastering because we don't use a hawk or handboard. This is because the product dries too quick and you'll end up scraping bits back through. So we usually use smaller tools and a scraper, which keeps everything clean because you clean your trowel as you go, probably about 5 times on this wall per coat. That's the base coat all on. You can see the lighter patches of where it's drying, and with Venetian plaster, one of the general rules is leave it a day in between each coat to let it fully dry out. This is on day 2 and this is the second coat going on top, so I'm just marbling the second coat. I don't really need to, but this just gives me a better idea of what the colours are going to look like on the final top coat. I am working a bit more methodical on this coat just to make sure everything looks nice, because I don't want to be doing too much sanding with this. I usually give it a light little sand with a 320 grit just to get the high points up afterwards. This is the technical stuff that we're doing here because we're colour blending. This isn't something that you should try it yourself first if you are doing Venetian plaster. This is sort of the top end of the scale when it comes to difficulty of controlling the product. And the main thing with this is keeping your trowel clean and working super slow. You're only doing one wall, so there's no need to rush. So with the second coat on and the pattern already looking nice, all I'm doing now is following over with my next coat, following similar but not the same design. Just gives a nice pattern then, and I'm burnishing and polishing as I go. I'm not showing you the full process because I don't want to show everyone the little tips and tricks, but that's the third coat on, and then we go through a little secret process to shine everything up just to get super high shine. And this process that I'm doing here takes about a day in itself. Next up is the brown vein, so for that we use a miniature airbrush and just put a few little hints of brown vein on there just to complement it. After that I went on with a gold leaf. On this one they actually went for a brass leaf because it complemented the kitchen a little bit better, and then we go on with a clear wax and buff it all up. The buffing and waxing again takes another day, so for this one wall it took me about 5 days to complete. But you can see it's got a super nice shine on this one. This is about as shiny as you can get Venetian plaster, especially in a bit of a lighter colour shade than this. I think it looks really nice, this one, and the customer gave us free rein with it to do what we want. So we essentially came in, they said, saw us off TikTok, and they said, there's the wall, we want it polished, you decide on the colour blends and stuff. So you can see I've chosen colours there to match the floor, sofa, fixtures and fittings in the customer's house. I think it went really well. This is one of the most favourite jobs I've done so far. Let me know if you like it, and again, if you've got any questions or anything, let me know, post them below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and follow. Bye.